7 thing, but nice sequencing in there. Find the guide tones in the chord progression. Write the chords out, okay? So D, if it's D minor at 7, E, F, A, C, you put them down, next chord, you know, G, G, B, D, F, if it's a 7, and find it and connect to the guide tones. You've done that, you guys do that. Keep working on it, it's a new tune, that's why, it's a work in progress on your soloing on that. Best on the bridge though, he hit the 4 chord nice on there, nice on the bridge on the tenor solo, very nice. More dynamics on the solo during the background, okay? So when the background comes in with that sound underneath the soloist, on that, the soloist needs to get more dynamics in their playing. You need to play louder and play a line that's bigger on top of those backgrounds. When it's just the rhythm section, you can go with that laid back thing, right? Now the background comes in, oh, it's a bigger band, okay, I'm playing a little bigger. And you listen for that. Sax is just really great on that job. Nice job. You know, you're really playing bigger today. I'm glad for you. You tired? Want to take a nap? You all right? You're good? Okay, enjoy the buffet later. All right. Watch the releases in rhyme. Rhyme was just gorgeous. That one's ready too. That one's, are you going to do that one? That one's ready. That is right. It had overtones in it. It was sweet. Watch the releases before the bass solo. But right before the bass solo, there's that, like that high note or something like that. There was just, I caught 1 or 2, and I'm sitting right over here. Just be careful. Don't leave the window open for the idiot judges to say anything bad. Don't leave the window open. You're that close, right? Yeah. Keep working on the intonation before the last shout. The last shout of rhyme. The very last, before it got really loud, that last shout. And then also there was the flugelhorn was just a monster solo. It was just incredible. That last diminuendo on that high note too, before it gets down to that, right? Where you're on that high note, you're doing that diminuendo, right? On that. It came down ice boat a little too quick, a little bit. You're a strong player. You've shown us that whole program. You're in there, and you're at the end of that tune. You can bring it down, keep everything good. Were you moving your horn down when you do it? Is that how you're getting rid of it, or are you doing it with air?
Probably more air.
Air? I think you can do it by moving your horn toward the stand.
Yeah.
Kind of like in the stand kind of thing. So we get that thing where we're bringing it, we can lose the sound down like that. That might help for you. The sax solo. Jake, now we're talking about Sister, right? Sister Sig. Again, blowout chart for this band. Jake, you killed it. I mean, it was just great. Killed it. The symbol behind the sax solo. I wanted to ask you guys about that, Steve, and that. When they're doing a sax solo, this is Sister Sadie. Usually when we hear the sax solo thing going, and Kai, you guys, we talk about this with our band. We like to have that splashy, suspended sound where it's not so articulate on there, and let the saxes are the ones that keep the time on. Yeah, so that it's got kind of like if it were rivets in the cymbal or something like that, where it's more just a splashier sound. I think we could go with that if you try and see if you like that sound with your band, and see that. What you're trying to get at, maybe where he's playing it on the cymbal too, we could go, and if you're playing it with the butt or you're playing with the tip, we'll experiment with getting a different, more sustaining sound on the cymbal. And there are some cymbals that do that better for that. That was one thing I thought.
The rule of thumb on that is the edge is more suspended and the middle to the bell is more articulate. So use that. But you got the rivets right there, and I would suggest learning that solo section, which is really well done, guys. That's where you go. That's what Mr. Wood was talking about.
Do you have a riveted cymbal up there?
Yeah.
Let me hear you play it. Play that. Let's hear the difference so everybody can hear it. I mean, that's what, yeah. Give us the swing with the sax solo. Can you get that up and do it? So you're doing Sadie at the sax solo, right?
Yeah.
Call it off, Jake. Call it. Good.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
in the sax solo too? No. Now play that on the other cymbal. And you listen to the difference in the sound. I love that sound right there for my band. All right, once again. Go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Everything is in proportion where we're coming from before we get to that sound. He's been playing that cymbal most of the song on that, right where you're playing it, aren't you? And my thing is, for you guys listening, is when you get to that saxo, that gives it a whole new timbre of sound. Steve?
Yes, I agree. It did, but no offense, but it could have been a better cymbal too than the one. If you play a not as good cymbal with the same amount of force as you play the. Let me just repeat. If you play with the same amount of force, one cymbal that maybe doesn't project as well as another one, you have to balance that. So I think that was maybe part of it. I love the timbre, especially with that particular section of that music, that style. It really fit. I agree with you on there. But even if you just play that other one a little bit stronger, maybe that other cymbal just needs to cut through more, especially with the big band. You might consider having maybe a thicker cymbal, a little bit thicker. But he's got great equipment back there. But it was just a point that came up, and I followed up on it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I don't need one. And me and Earl just, we just connected because we both felt that fourth beat.
Right.
That click on the fourth beat locks it up for everybody. There's the exacts become tighter and more like this instead of like this. You know what I'm saying? The tax become tight when that fourth beat is hit right there. And another, I don't want to go on one song, I don't want to switch on them. But on the last song, Earl, when you guys were doing the shout, I remember you're kicking, and I'm not sure which drummer it was. If you will follow, I follow. That's right. What's the name? The shout section, I would consider not kicking everything with the band and maybe laying down 2 and 4 because that's another spot for me that was not clean attack wise, and I think that's part of the part you can solve that problem by just laying down 2 and 4 sometimes. Simple. Keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? And they'll pick up on that. They'll lock in just like the sax did on that section. Something maybe you want to think about.
Are you talking about spotting each other?
No.
But the same thing happened in the spine and chart too.
That's correct.
That's the same thing.
I said, I want to just a little more backbeat on that.
Yeah.
They need that.
Yeah.
They need that.
Sometimes, like they're saying, less is better, and then the tasty little thing, not the big whatever you can fill in. The tasty boom boom. Like that's all it can take. You're going along and it's just a couple of hey, it's a turnaround. Here's the next session. Boom boom. And I'm still keeping the back going. See, it's that kind of stuff like that. Huh?
Just addressing the sax solo there, I'm hearing a lot of the phrases being played monotone. If you could, see what I mean? Inflections, go phrase as it goes up, bring the dynamic up, and then back down again. And there's that one thing. There's a tremendous opportunity in there too, where you have a line that's like da 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 da. Do something dynamically. Can I see that?
Make sure they can hear you in the back.
Yeah, sometimes the line can be tossed off. It's not all the phrase, not every single note is going to be equally important within the line. And this goes for all phrasing. So, and where was this one? certain dynamics written in, but I just generally, the lead player should be laying down a dynamic phrase and the section follow. Okay, he's playing that note with more emphasis. We're going to hit that note hard. This we're going to bring down. You see, taper the phrases. You see what I'm saying? I'm not seeing exactly the one I was looking at before. I think it's the end of the song. Just try to find greater musical expression using the dynamics. Okay? And section players, stay under your lead player. Okay? Lead player, it has the reins at all times. Okay? Unless it, some charts you'll see where it says tenor lead. Then everybody has to stay under the tenor. But generally speaking, the lead alto player is number one. You're subordinate to him. Okay? It's sort of like a sandwich. Okay? You got your primary meat. Without that, you don't have a sandwich. Okay? And everybody's sandwiched in there, but you got to have your primary sandwich. Okay? Am I making sense? All right? I'm hearing a lot of this in that solo, like dynamic blocks. The beginning is nice and strong, like dot, dot, that's good. But then start to work in the phrasing. Okay? Well.
Okay, thanks. Okay, one other thing I'd like to check with you guys too. Was the tempo of the head of Sister Sadie at the end faster than the beginning? Did anybody catch anything like it was on the front end or not?
Time to drop down a couple tips.
So did you think, Steve?
I don't comment on the head because I thought the ensemble thing started to, what the term I use is roll, it started to roll. The time if it starts here in the middle of the beat or if it's like behind it. As you play louder and you get towards the end of the tune, you know what I'm talking about, I think, right? And just roll, but that's a natural thing. When you get excited, you're playing, you get a throttle out of it.
I would just check that. You're going to get a recording of this, so listen carefully. Use a metronome and do that. You got the DVD coming. So that's why we're here for that. I thought the time. Yes, Steve.
Yeah, I have trouble with the beginning of it when it starts with all these straight quarter notes and boom, 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 boom. And that's very difficult to do. It's just straight quarter notes the whole band, but it felt like it was lagging back, wasn't quite together there.
Yeah.
But hey, I know the difficulty involved with that, did a good job.
Donnie, what do you think of the chart, Sister Sadie? Well written? You want to buy it? You think you should buy it for your band? Sax Soli's monstrous, isn't it? Yeah. But I think for finals, we're talking about for finals. He's talking about good, it's impressive, written for the band. How about that? But he didn't do the minor league. He came with two new ones. How about the minor league? The Duke Pearson versus Central Park North, the Thad Jones. They do that too. And the pristine, the guy is that. I think bringing the Thad to the picture with Rhyme and the Sister Sadie might be pretty. You guys, or what do you think? Otherwise, the minor league is that Duke Pearson. We talked about it, and they're playing the crap out of it. The original.
That's a great chart.
Yeah. See, I think it'll come down to which soloist. You cannot go into finals and have the soloing not up to the level of your best soloist here. You got to go with the A team for soloists. And everybody else, you can solo your butts off at the PTA meeting next week. You got me? Everybody can solo, no problem. But when you're going to go and you're going to play at the Montreux Festival, you don't put up the freshman that's playing not the right changes to the thing. You've got to grow to that level. So you go with the A team soloist. So you got to pick that. That's one thing, because I know you'll be tight ensemble on the Central Park North. That's tough. And the minor league thing, he's playing that crap. The trumpet, you can hear how the trumpet phrases. He's playing really great with that. So the sax soli, is it as strong as Sister Sadie? Because you're showing the picture of the sax soli right here, and it's strong. That one and the other one, I think I was on you at the clinic about it. So